What's going on, everybody? I'm E, and this is Simply Put Sense. And today, guys, I got a tag video for you. A tag video. I've been tagged. I'm it, and here we go again. I've been tagged by my dude Fragboy Stewie to basically come up with one house where I would choose 4 fragrances to wear for each season. Did I say that right? Actually, I'm supposed to pick one house where I pick one scent for each season to wear for an entire year. This seems interesting. So the funny thing about this tag video, guys, I was absolutely gonna do it. I was geared up. I had my video already recorded. All I had to do was edit, right? I was gonna do Thierry Mugler's house. Funny thing though, Sebastian from Man Loves Cologne basically did the exact same house and the exact same fragrances that I was going to choose. So back to the drawing board, I had to go, and with my plan B I went. But I want to let you guys know that this plan B takes a back seat to no fragrance house, period. The house that I chose to do this video on is the house of Guerlain. Guerlain is a new house for me. I've just been getting into their stuff. Just been getting my feet wet over the last 6 months. If you saw my unboxing of Lidge, you would know that I'm very late to the Guerlain game because at the end of the day, Guerlain said some racist stuff. So I am truly enjoying catching up. Fragrances that I wanted to discuss, I want to let all of you traditionalists, okay, all of you traditional Guerlain people out there, I want you to know I am not touching anything high end. I'm not touching Guerlain's private stuff. I'm not touching Guerlain's really upscale fragrances. I, of course, consider all Guerlain fragrances upscale. Even their more mainstream attempts recently, I still consider them upscale fragrances. But at the end of the day, this list will not contain any fragrances that are private collection quality stuff. I don't own them, so they're not going to be on this list. So let's get into it. My Guerlain fragrance for the winter would have to be Lidge. I mean, was there any doubt, guys? Was there any doubts? Lidge is just amazing. Now, the reformulated version is the version I am talking about because I know you traditionalists love the pre-formulated version. I also did enjoy that when I smelt it, but I must admit to you guys, I'm a fan of the reformulated version. The reformulated version is pretty good. Now, I don't think it's as strong. It doesn't have the strong cocoa presence as the last one does, but it still has a very pronounced cocoa presence. But it's much more well blended in this version, I would say. So the original Lidge, the critique for a lot of people was that it wasn't as balanced as many would have liked. That has been corrected in this version of Lidge. The thing is, people who've owned the original, when they smell this, they may feel like, I'm not really that into it. People who've owned the original version, when they smell this, may not appreciate it fully. Let's put it like that. But those of you out there who have not smelt this fragrance, I gotta tell you, ignorance is bliss. To me, spring is a much more comfortable, laid-back type of season. So I particularly like to wear playful scents in the spring. Usually in the spring, I like fragrances that go in the green direction. I like fragrances that really work well with rain because it really rains a lot in the spring in New York City. So I like fragrances that work with rain, that have elements of green in it. This scent, I think, is perfect for that. And the fragrance I'm discussing is Guerlain Homme Intense. Guerlain Homme Intense is a very playful, vetiver scent. It's sweet, but it's not overly sweet. To me, Guerlain Homme Intense is a very modern take on the vetiver scent. And Guerlain does vetiver very well, probably better, arguably, than anyone in the designer or niche game. So vetiver is usually like their claim to fame, and they do a really, really good job with them. Guerlain Homme Intense is a very, very modern vetiver fragrance. A lot of the traditional vetiver lovers will probably not appreciate this, but this scent I think is a fragrance for a much more younger, a much more inexperienced vetiver shopper. And I believe this is a great introductory vetiver fragrance. This is a scent that I think would really appeal to both young and the young at heart. Now again, a lot of Guerlain traditionalists will pan this fragrance as boring, as a mainstream sellout scent, and I can understand that critique, but at the end of the day, Guerlain has to do what it can to expand its brand. Guerlain Homme Intense, my spring scent for sure. I know a lot of you guys will say, if I'm gonna be talking about Guerlain, I'm gonna say vetiver, right? Well, Guerlain's vetiver, I haven't smelled, guys. I haven't gotten to it yet. We'll be getting into it soon. I also want to try the extreme version of that. But until then, I believe this is the best Guerlain summer fragrance out of the options that I own. And this is Guerlain's Homme Boisé. Boisé, what the hell can I say about this fragrance? When I first smelled this scent, I did not like it. I mean, I took it out the box, I smelled it, and it just threw me off. It was just a really weird thing for me. Maybe it's because it was new to my nose. I don't have anything in my collection that smells like Boisé. Anything. And I bought this fragrance at the same time I bought Dolce & Gabbana's The One Parfum version, and I gotta let you guys know, when I first bought Boisé, I completely forgot about The One. For some reason, Boisé, even though I didn't like it, I kept smelling it. I kept wanting to smell it. I kept being drawn to this scent inexplicably, even though I didn't like it. Strange, right? I just kept going back. Boisé. Boisé. Oh. Every time I smelled it, it was something like this.
Ugh, what the hell? Okay. Wow.
Then that was the series of experiences as I kept smelling this scent. The next day when I smelled this fragrance, I just poured it on me like grassy, mature, classy, amazingly cool, refreshing, pleasant, high quality. You just cannot beat this fragrance summertime. Amazing scent. The grass note can throw some people off, but I feel like that only happens because people are not used to this type of grass note. But I feel like once you smell that enough, once you get into it, it becomes one of the most calming, comforting fragrances that you can possibly wear in the summertime. Hands down. Fall. Now fall, I feel like, is a season where you break out spice. Fall is a season where you break out wood. Fall is a season where you break out vanilla, okay, tobacco, booze, you know. I really, really love those type of scents in the fall. So going with that, I chose a Guerlain fragrance that's more of a classic scent. But when I say classic, do not get turned off, guys, because this is a classic scent that is timeless. And I'm talking about the one and only Héritage by Guerlain. Heritage is history. It's history. It came out in 1992. This isn't classic in the classic sense, right? This scent is pretty much, you know, a young jock compared to the 80s fragrances and the 70s and 60s fragrances. I really do enjoy Heritage. It's one of my favorite Guerlain fragrances that I've smelled so far. Probably my #1 Guerlain fragrance so far that I've smelled. It's just absolutely beautiful. And the version that I got is a reformulated version that has the silver cap. The pre-reformulated versions all have the gold caps. I heard the gold caps are absolutely amazing, but I also heard that the newer reformulations are a little bit more contemporary in its composition. So I am interested in the older version, but I really do appreciate this version because it doesn't smell dated to me at all. Now, I know some people have a different opinion about this, but for me, I can wear this with anything. This would work well with the suit. This would work well at the office. But I feel like a scent like this, for me, I would wear casually just to throw people off, and I just love to do that. So anyway, I'm a huge fan of Heritage. Heritage is definitely my favorite fall fragrance from the house of Guerlain out of what I've tried so far and what I own so far. I want to thank you all for watching this video. This has been actually a really fun tag. Please subscribe if you appreciated what you watched, and comment down below. Like this video. Let me know what you think about these choices. Let me know what you think about the Guerlain house. What would be the house that you would choose, and what fall fragrances would you choose throughout the year? I'm really curious, guys. You know, I'm always interested in knowing, and sincerely I'm interested in knowing what you guys think. And it's really interesting. I like to create that conversation that we all can share. So thank you so much for watching, guys. As always, I'm E. This is Simply Put Scents. Peace.